I'm 80 years old. I may be the oldest person in the room, and that can be kind of intimidating, but it really shouldn't be intimidating for me because by tomorrow, I won't remember. You know, I can't do the things that I used to do when I was younger. I did climb Mount McKinley and other mountains. Today I struggle just to climb out of bed. My wife and I are getting older, and we can't hear each other anymore. You know, but there are some downsides. You know, I recently got hearing aids, and now I can hear horns honking, birds chirping, and my wife talking, and talking so much. There really ought to be a warning on those hearing aids. Potential divorce. My dad and mom were divorced in the Second World War. And it's because my mom committed adultery. In those days, you committed adultery, you lost your children. Today, you can commit adultery and you can win an election. You know, I was a short-term baby. You know, I'm a perfectionist. Most babies take 9 months to develop. You know, I nailed it in 8. You know, when my mom and dad divorced, I had to go live with my senile grandmother. And we're out walking one day, and she said, "Bobby, we used to live in that house over there." I said, "Grandma, we still do." You know, I was very young when mom and dad divorced, and so I didn't know what my biological mother looked like. As I grew older, though, I began to realize what the postman looked like. My brother. My dad was a construction worker. He was away a lot, and then they got divorced, and after the war, he was away a lot. I felt abandoned. You know, I loved being abandoned. I'm a killer solitaire player. My dad was very angry about the divorce because he was away at war. And so he set me down and said, "Bobby, your mother does not exist anymore." And she went right out of my life. I was probably the first person to ghost a woman. You know, I grew up, I was very shy when I was growing up, but my first relationship with a girl did last 6 months. It ended when she figured out that I thought we were in a relationship. You know, I was very infatuated with one young girl, and but I was very concerned. Her father was a butcher. I was afraid if I pissed him off, I'd seen what he had done with loins. I was afraid if I pissed him off, my loin might end up hanging in the butcher case window. You know, I grew up and we were poor, so I felt food insecure. So when I go to parties, food is more important to me than people. So I go to this party and I say, "Nice meeting you, Mr. President. Now get out of my way. I see a piece of cheesecake with my name on it." You know, stand-up comedy is a lot like mountaineering. Mountaineering, you get as high as you can to get the top of the peak. In stand-up comedy, the audience already is high. You know, I play high-stakes cash poker games at the casino, and the casinos offer you a player's card. After they looked at my play, they offered me a donor's card. So the starting hand of a pair of jacks is a very good starting hand. Yeah, I dealt a pair of jacks. I played them aggressively, lost the hand. The dealer looked at me and said, "Bob, you're just one jack off." You know, I, as a stand-up comedian now, I watch the last comic standing religiously. Stand-up comedy is not my problem. My problem is just remaining standing. Thank you. I'm Bob Ooten.
Keep it going for Bob Ooten, everyone.